Hello everyone, we are here for the explanation of a new chapter, that is Reach for the Top. So it has two parts, it's divided in two parts. So we are going to do first part today, and this part is about a lady whose name is Santosh Yadav. So let's talk about her. Before you read, think for a while and make a list of 3 to 5 persons you idolize or admire very much for their achievements. Your idols may be from any sphere of life: sports, medicine, media, or art and culture. So here they are talking about, they are saying you first to write down, make out a list of the people you admire most and you think that they could be your idols. So you have to think about your idols, to whom you want to be your idol, like whom you want to be actually. Okay, they could be of any any background. They could be of any background. They could be of sports, medicine, media, or art and culture. Any, that means any. Okay, and then they have said to discuss about those choices. That we will do some day later. Now let's come to the chapter. The only woman in the world who has scaled at Mount Everest twice was born in a city where the birth of a son was regarded as a blessing, and a daughter, though not considered a curse, was not generally welcome. Okay, so they are telling about Santosh Yadav. Who was Santosh Yadav? Santosh Yadav was the first girl who scaled Mount Everest, and the only girl, only woman. Okay, so she's the only woman who scaled Mount Everest, means who made it to Mount Everest twice, and it was twice. And she was born in a place where people used to think that giving birth to a son is a blessing. It is like a very huge opportunity, or not opportunity, achievement kind of a thing, that it's a very very big opportunity, achievement that they have a son. But girls, obviously they were not a curse. They didn't meant that it's a curse, but yes, they give more importance to boys rather than girls. When her mother was expecting Santosh, a traveling holy man giving her his blessing assumed that she wanted a son. But to everyone's surprise, the unborn child's grandmother, who was standing close by, told him that they did not want a son. The holy man was also surprised. Fine, so when Santosh was about to born and her mother was having her, then a holy man, means a pandit kind of a person, or a person who gives blessings all around, right? So that man was traveling and he blessed her, assuming that yes, she wants a son. So like they do give blessings, puto bhava, something like that, right? कि भी बेटा हो and all, उसका उस kind की blessing उन्होंने दी. And then what happened, her grandmother, ठीक है, grandmother जो वहाँ पे ही थी, she was standing close by, means she was near to her mother. She said, we don't want a son, हमें नहीं चाहिए बेटा. And that holy man, that pandit or whatever you can say, was surprised. He was surprised. What are you saying? What? Nevertheless, he gave the requested blessing, and as destiny would have it, the blessing seemed to work. Santosh was born the sixth child in a family with 5 sons, a sister to 5 brothers. Now, obviously, they already had 5 sons, right? They already have 5 sons in the family. That's why they wanted a girl child now. That, okay, it's enough for boys now. We need a girl as well. So that blessing, he then gave a requested blessing. Okay, then they said, if you want to give us blessing, give a blessing of a girl child. So that blessing worked, and Santosh was born. She was born in a small village of Joniavas of Rewari district in Haryana. Okay, so there's a village called Joniavas of Rewari district in Haryana. There Santosh was born. The girl was given the name Santosh, which means contentment. Okay, so now the meaning. What is the meaning of Santosh's name? That is contentment. Means, contentment means thank God kind of a feeling. But Santosh was not always content with her place in a traditional way of life. Thank God, a happy moment kind of a thing was that. So they are saying now she was not happy with her traditional way of life. Okay, like she is not happy with how girls have been in traditional life. So she began living life on her own terms from the start. So she started living her life as she wanted. Okay, she didn't wanted to follow all those traditional wears and everything. So she started her life, living her life in as she wanted. Where other girls wore traditional Indian dresses, Santosh preferred shorts. Okay, so they are saying where in other girls of her age used to wear traditional Indian dresses, what Santosh did, Santosh preferred wearing shorts. Looking back, she says now, from the very beginning, I was quite determined that if I chose a correct and a rotational path, the others around me had to change, not me. Fine, so she's saying कि मैंने हमेशा से ये सोचा था, I was determined that she was so sure about that if she will choose a path where she is rational, she is rational, means she know what she wants to do. When she knows what she wants to do, what is she looking for, then people around her will change according to her, and she is not the one who has to change. That means she was rational कि yes, I know what I'm going to do, I know what I have to do. Then जो उसने करना होता था वो करती थी, और उसको देखते थे लोग, जब उनको भी पता होता था कि ओके शी इज गोइंग टू डू दिस, तो लोग उस चीज के अकॉर्डिंग चेंज हो जाते थे, वो चेंज नहीं होती थी. Santosh's parents were affluent landlords who could afford to their children to the best schools, even to the country's capital, New Delhi, which was quite close by. But in line with the prevailing custom in the family, Santosh had to make do with the local village school. So she decided the right moment. So she decided to fight the system in her own quiet way when the right moment arrived. Now what they are saying that they were affluent landowners. That means they were very rich. They were not from the family which was hand to mouth. They were very rich, and they could afford any school of the country, of the village, or the best school, and even the country's capital, and even in the capital New Delhi, which was very close by, because Haryana and New Delhi are very close, so they can afford that as well. But there was the custom of the family that they have to study in the village only. Then Santosh had to go to the village school. So she decided to fight the system in her own quiet way. Then she decided, okay, I'll fight to the system when the right moment arrived. When she thought, yes, this is the right moment, now I have to fight to the system. I don't want to study more in a village. I want to move out. And the right moment came when she turned 16. Then they are saying the right moment came when she turned 16. She thought, yes, this is the right moment. Now I am 16. I am big enough. I can manage myself, and I'll move out. At 16, most of the girls in her village used to get married. Okay, so at the 16, most of the girls, means almost all the girls in villages, get married at this age, at 16. As this is not the legal age, but yes, in villages still people make sure that their daughters get married at this age. So Santosh was also under pressure from her parents to do the same. Now she was also getting pressure of her parents, yes, that you are 16 now, you have to get married, it's time to get married and everything was there. A marriage as early as that was the last thing on her mind. So a marriage was the last thing in her mind. She wanted something else. Fine. So she threatened her parents that she would never marry if she did not get a proper education. So now she started threatening her parents that she will never marry if they will not let her get a proper education which she wanted. She left home and got herself enrolled in a school in Delhi. When her parents refused to pay for her education, she politely informed them of her plans to earn money by working part-time to pay her school fees. Her parents then agreed to pay for her education. And then she went to Delhi and she got herself enrolled in a school in Delhi. Then her parents refused that we are not going to pay for your school, so that she could come back and get married. So what she did, she said, okay, fine, if you are not willing to pay for my studies, it's okay, I don't have any issues, I have other plans too. I'll work part-time and I will earn money by working and I will pay my fees. So this was a pride moment for her parents. It was like losing their pride. So they got agreed and they said, okay, fine, we will send it. Wishing always to study a bit more, and with her father slowly getting used to her urge for more education, Santosh passed the high school examinations and went to Jaipur. She joined Maharani College and got a room in Kasturba Hostel. Santosh remembers. Kasturba Hostel faced the Aravalli Hills. I used to watch villagers from my room going up the hill and suddenly vanishing after a while. Fine, so they are saying then she was very eager to study. She was very, she was so into studies. So her father also realized that yes, she is made for studies. Then she passed her high school and then she went to Jaipur for her higher studies. And she got admission in Maharani College in Jaipur and also got a room in Kasturba Hostel. Then she's saying, I remember Kasturba Hostel faced the Aravalli Hills. Aravalli Hills are the hills, like a hill station where people do climb. So I used to watch, then she's saying, I used to watch that people are coming and going up the hill, then they vanish. Obviously, when they reach on a point, they vanish, they kind of vanish, that we cannot see them from one last point. So one day I decided to check it out myself. She said, one day I decided to check it myself. I wanted to see where they vanish, what happens to them. I found nobody except a few mountaineers. So she said, I could not find anyone from the village, but I could find some mountaineers. Mountaineers are those people who climb mountains. So I asked if I could join them. I asked them if I could join them, like, okay, can I join you? She casually asked, can I join you? Can I come up with you? To my pleasant surprise, they answered in the affirmative and motivated me to take to climbing. Yeah. So to her surprise, they were quite rude kind of person. Like, they very formally said something which motivated them to climb. Okay. Sorry. Then there was no looking back for this determined young girl. She saved money and enrolled in a course at Utkarshi's Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. My college semester in Jaipur was to end in April, but it ended on the 19th of May, and I was supposed to be in Uttarakshi on the 21st. So I did not go back home. Instead, I headed straight for the training. I had to write a letter of apology to my father, without whose permission I had got myself enrolled at Uttarakshi. Now what she's saying, she got herself enrolled in the Uttarakshi Nehru Institute for Mountaineering training. Her semester, which was due in April, okay, got ended in May, and she had only 2 days to reach at Utkarshi. So what she did, she didn't go back to her house, but what she did is she sent an apology letter to her father. Thereafter, Santosh went on the expedition every year. Her climbing skill matured rapidly. So she used to go on expedition, that means for mountaineering, every year now, and her climbing skills matured rapidly, means they enhanced very quickly. Also, she developed a remarkable resistance to cold and altitude, equipped with an iron will, physical endurance, and an amazing mental toughness. She proved herself repeatedly. So, all the important features which has to be there in a mountaineer were with Santosh. She proved it that yes, she is equipped with every possible thing, that is iron will and physical endurance, amazing mental toughness. Means she was physically fit, she was mentally fit, and she was a strong willed person who could easily climb. The culmination of her hard work and sincerity came in 1992, just 4 years after she had shyly asked the arrivally mountaineers if she could join them. At barely 20 years of age, Santosh Yadav scaled Mount Everest, now becoming the youngest woman in the world to achieve the feat. Now she has become the youngest woman to achieve the feat to climb Mount Everest, just after the 4 years when she asked those mountaineers if she can come with them. If her climbing skills, physical fitness, and mental strength impressed her seniors, her concern for others and desire to work together with them found her a special place in the heart of fellow climbers. Okay, they are saying if her good points, that's climbing skills, physical fitness, mental strength, these all impressed her seniors, and then the working together kind of a nature of hers made a special place in the hearts of fellow climbers. Those people who climbed with her, they had a special place for her in their hearts. During the 1992 Everest mission, Santosh Yadav provided special care to a climber who lay dying at the South Corner. She was unfortunately unsuccessful in saving him. However, she managed to save another climber, Mohan Singh, who would have met with the same fate had she not shared her oxygen with them. Okay, so in 1992, what happened? A South colonel was lying down and he was dying actually. She tried a lot to save him, but she was unsuccessful. She was unfortunately unsuccessful, but she actually managed to save another climber, that is Mohan Singh, by sharing her oxygen with him. So she was very kind-hearted. She used to save people also. She used to work with them very, closely, that yes, I want to work with you. I want you to be with me. I want everyone to go together. I want everyone to reach together. Within 12 months, Santosh found herself a member of an Indo-Nepalese women expedition that invited her to join them. Now, in only 12 months, she's now the member of Indo-Nepalese women expedition. She then scaled the Everest a second time. Then again, she scaled the Everest. That was the second time, thus setting a record as the only woman to have scaled the Everest twice. And this is how she scaled that record. And securing for herself and India a unique place in the annals of mountaineering. And she secured herself and India a unique place in annals of mountaineering. In recognition of her achievements, the Indian government bestowed upon her one of the nation's top honors, the Padma Shri. So she is the one who actually got Padma Shri award for this. Describing her feelings when she was literally on the top of the world, Santosh has said, she was on the top of the world means she was at the Everest, and she did it twice. So that feeling was obviously top of the world. So Santosh had said it took some time for the enormity of the moment to sink in. Then I unfold sorry. Then I unfolded the Indian tricolor and held it aloft on the roof of the world. The feeling is indescribable. So now they are saying that feeling is indescribable. I cannot tell you what the feeling was. It took some time to understand. She's saying it took me some time. Then I took the Indian tricolor and held it in my hand, and that feeling was undescribable. She said I could not describe, I cannot tell what the feeling was. The Indian flag was flying on the top of the world. So the Indian flag was flying on the top of the world. It was truly a spiritual moment. I felt proud as an Indian. She's saying now I felt proud. Yes, that okay, wow, what an achievement. Also, a fervent environmentalist, Santosh collected and brought down 500 kilograms of garbage from Himalayas. And what she did, she actually brought down 500 kilograms of garbage. I hope you all understood.